What's going on, guys? This is Carl to Racerred channel. I'm out here riding the Yamaha R1, and I was thinking about how fast motorcycles are on the street compared to cars, and it's not even funny how fast these are. This bike would absolutely dunk on any car on the street, pretty much. There's a new Corvette, I think it's a ZR1 or something like that, but it's over 1,000 horsepower. They've made a insanely fast car apparently, and it's just under 10-second quarter mile. It can maybe keep up with this bike. That's how fast a super sport bike is, and the difference is not even close as far as the level of enjoyment I get out of riding a motorcycle. When I'm driving a car, there are certain ones that I really enjoy. Like, I just bought that Chevrolet, that 64 Chevrolet pickup. I like feeling it go into gear, and I like the clutch and the whine it makes when you start to make it pull and everything. I like a lot about those old trucks. But for me to get the overall enjoyment out of a car, I don't know really what it would take, but it would take a lot. I'm sure it's amazing driving a ZR1 Corvette with 1,000 horsepower. I don't know what that feels like. But if you guys have one, I'd love to know. Maybe I can film it. But I've never driven anything car-wise that really did it for me. To me, if you're going to drive a car, you could just drive a Toyota Prius. That's what I do, and it gets you from A to B, and that's what a car is. To me, I don't get a whole lot out of the whole car thing. Just doesn't do it for me. Motorcycles are just beautiful looking machines. You're so connected to them. In a lot of ways, you're connected to them. You're riding something that's a manual transmission. You're still feeling the clutch and the throttle. You're feeling every temperature change, the temperature and the smells and the ambient air. It's just all of that stuff can change every 50 feet or something like that. If you're going through a field, you're going to notice some changes in the smell. You're definitely inside of your environment as opposed to the illusion that you're outside of it when you're in a car. It feels like I'm flying right now, like I'm just floating across the earth like Superman, and it's an amazing feeling. And with a bike as fast as this one, it's so great. I mean, you can just roll it on and you just rock it across the land. It's unlike anything, and the engine noise is another good thing that I think electric is missing for real. I mean, this bike sounds amazing. Just screams. The only bike that I think I like better than this one, I don't know, it's really hard. It's a hard one to choose, but I think the 2009 to 14 R1 is probably edges this one out just because of that cross-plane engine. But yeah, cars are just not even close. All the sports cars that you see locally, pretty much, I mean, a really fast car does a 13-second quarter mile. And this thing, completely stock, does a 9-second quarter mile. It does 186 miles per hour top speed, 100 miles per hour in first gear. It's not even on the same level as cars. Granted, you can get some fast cars, but I've been inside of a lot of fast cars. I wouldn't say they were crazy fast, but I've been inside of a few pretty good ones. I've been inside of some turboed Subarus that were super upgraded, pretty high performance for drag racing. I've been inside a Challenger, like an old school Challenger. That's probably my favorite car so far. I tend to gravitate towards the old stuff because it just has that raw sound and that feel. There's a feeling that you get when you're driving old school stuff that is similar to riding a motorcycle in certain ways, and I think that's what I like about it. You're connected to your machine. Like if I drove a brand new muscle car, it was like a 2024 or whatever, it would be really fun, I'm sure, but it would be lacking something, and I'm not sure exactly what. It would just be lacking the input, the human input. It's probably got traction control, ABS, all kinds of, I went the wrong direction, didn't I? And I sure did. I saw all these cars going this way, and I'm like, hey, I should go this way, even though it's the wrong way. Holy smokes. That just pulls you back on the seat. Just so fast. Yeah, when it comes to cars, for the most part, I'm like, yeah, but how fast can you take it just to go do your grocery shopping and things like that? Like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem that exciting. And I guess you could take those cars up in the mountains like I do with this bike, but you're not going to be leaning back and forth, being so active. You're just going to be vegging out. So maybe I'm missing something, and I'm sure a lot of car enthusiasts out there would disagree with me. I'm sure there's lots of enjoyment to be had, pride of ownership and all that stuff, and I'm sure that a lot of people do get a lot out of driving their cars around. I have a lot of fun driving my Chevrolet pickup around, for sure. I really enjoy it, but it's not the same as this R1. I mean, this thing, it incorporates all of my feedback into the bike, and it gives me an amazing feel of everything around me, sticking to the pavement, leaning sideways, perfect feel of the clutch and brakes, amazing horsepower that rockets you forward, and you're connected the whole time. The truck kind of gives you a little bit of that feeling, but it mostly gives you like this sense of like, this thing is cool. Like the feeling when you're driving, you're like, this thing is so cool, so different. And it also gives you a little bit of that connectedness. There's a little bit more road noise. You feel the road through the tires, and you feel the transmission, and the brakes are a little harder to push. Yeah, the 64 Chevrolet pickup is a lot of fun to drive for me, but it's not on the same planet as riding a motorcycle. And you could take almost any street bike motorcycle and put it against a car, and the motorcycle is probably gonna win. Motorcycles are just way faster. My first motorcycle was a 1985 Honda Nighthawk 650. And that thing was not fast in comparison to like this bike. That bike was really not fast, but I bet it would beat just about probably 99% of the cars on the street in a quarter-mile street race. Just you don't need a fast bike to have a very fast machine. I think that's one of those underrated facts about motorcycles on the street. You don't have to get this bike, which is the fastest you can get. You don't have to get one of these, but you can get just about anything. It's going to be plenty fast enough for just about anybody, right? Unless you're going to go take it to the track, I wouldn't worry about getting the absolute fastest thing possible. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening to me rant on motorcycles and how amazing they are. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.